Title: The Price of Recklessness. Lick it, he commanded, and I will reward you handsomely. Foolishly entranced by the promise of wealth and adventure. In a small village between the sprawling plains and lush forests of West Africa, lived a spirited young woman named Mariachi. She was known for her laughter, which danced like the wind through the acacia trees, and her vibrant spirit that shone brightly, even amid the shadows of her past. Mariachi was the only daughter of a widowed mother, who had devoted herself tirelessly to raising her after the untimely death of Mariachi's father. Her home, though modest, was filled with warmth and love, but there was an undeniable cloud hanging over them, one that Mariachi was determined to escape. While other girls her age were settling down, accepting proposals from suitors with respectable backgrounds and quiet lives, Mariachi sought adventure. Men of all kinds courted her: farmers, traders, even a few wealthy merchants from the nearby town. Yet each proposal was met with a smile and a gentle refusal. Not yet, she would say, I want to live life fully before I become tied to anyone. In the name of marriage. And with that, she would slip away to club dancing away her time, following different men and exploring the hidden corners of the world. Her mother often worried, gazing out at the horizon, feeling the weight of her daughter's choices. What if you miss your chance, Mariachi? She would plead. What if the right man comes and you are too busy chasing fantasies? But Mariachi would just laugh, throwing her arms wide open, embracing life in all its chaotic glory. One fateful evening, while at a local marketplace buzzing with life, she encountered a new face. He was tall, with an aura of mystery and wealth that drew her in. His name was Obinna, a name that rolled off his tongue as effortlessly as the falling rain. He spoke to her with charm, tempting her with stories of far-off places and fortunes untold. Mariachi was captivated. It wasn't long before they were swept away on a whirlwind of laughter, late-night talks, and extravagant gifts. Yet, under the lavish facade of Obinna lurked something sinister. He was not merely a wealthy man, he was a ritualist, an individual who believed in dark spiritual practices that promised power and wealth beyond imagination. Mariachi, oblivious to his true nature, felt exhilarated by his presence. One night, under the pretext of deepening their intimacy, Obinna brought her to a fine hotel, its walls cloaked in luxury. He had orchestrated every detail, enthralling her with his charisma. But as the evening wore on, the air thickened with dread. In a moment that would forever change her life, he revealed a wound on his arm, claiming it was a part of a dark ritual that would endow her with riches beyond her dreams. Lick it, he commanded, and I will reward you handsomely. Foolishly entranced by the promise of wealth and adventure, Mariachi complied. In that moment, she crossed a line that would haunt her. It tasted like iron and regret, but she was blinded by visions of a future filled with the things she hadn't known she desired. Days turned into nights, and Mariachi soon began to feel the repercussions of her actions. What started as a mild illness quickly evolved into something sinister. Pain gripped her abdomen, and soon her body betrayed her in the most horrifying way possible. Maggots began to emerge from her private parts, an unholy consequence of her misguided encounter with Obinna. In her greatest hour of need, Mariachi realized the true cost of her reckless pursuit of pleasure. Racked with shame, she confided in her mother, whose eyes filled with a mix of horror and the gentle pan of understanding. Together, they searched for healing, turning to the wisdom of the village healers and the sacred traditions that Mariachi had once scoffed at. As she began the difficult journey to recovery, Mariachi learned the value of her life and the sanctity of her body. The laughter that once spilled from her like a stream turned to a solemn resolve. She vowed never to chase after fleeting fantasies again, recognizing that the richness of life lay not in reckless abandon but in genuine connections, love, and respect for oneself. Through the pen, Mariachi grew into a woman who understood her worth, learning to embrace her identity beyond the shadows of her past. With the support of her mother and the strength within her, she sought to rebuild her life, this time with intention, clarity, and an unwavering spirit. The village watched as Mariachi transformed, no longer just a name spoken in jest but a beacon of resilience and wisdom. In the end, Mariachi learned to pursue a life that reflects her true desires, passions, and values. She realizes that living authentically brings far greater joy than chasing after illusory notions of success or adventure dictated by others. Overall, Mariachi's journey transforms her from a carefree spirit into a wise and empowered woman who understands the depths of life, love, and self-discovery. Each lesson shapes her into a role model for others in her village and beyond. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.